Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this very exciting milestone occasion. We're very happy to have you with us, esteemed gentlemen, government entities, media leaders, friends, and families. We're here to witness a breakthrough and to give you a glimpse of W Group DNAs. And this DNA is reflected in everything we do, whether through our business, our creativity, and our impact. We welcome you all, and we hope that what you will see this evening will give you a glimpse of what is the future of the next 25 years of media innovation. Let's start.
In 1971, this city began its journey. A vision rising from the desert where possibility had no ceiling and ambition had no bounds. I was inspired by that spirit. In 1999, I had a simple idea. One trolley, one ad, one message. Hypermedia was born, starting with shopping carts in Carrefour. But we didn't stop there.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Soon, we were inside every major store across the UAE, maximizing 120 in-store reach with full static domination. We owned the aisles, but our vision was bigger. We stepped into the streets, and the city became our canvas. Billboards, facades. From in-store to outdoor, we moved with purpose, one location at a time. We began with Amar Malls pioneering the first digital retail screen in the region, a bold step that signaled our digital future. We expanded into the malls of Majid Al Futtaim, Al Dar, Burjuman, Wafi, and later Reem Mall in Abu Dhabi, home to the largest digital screen network inside the mall. We kept expanding beyond borders, stepping into the Saudi market and planting the seeds of regional impact. During the silence of 2020, as streets were empty and malls went dark, I held on to one belief. In crisis, we seize opportunity. And so we did. We signed a decade-long partnership with RTA. We digitally transformed Dubai metro stations and brought Sheikh Zayed Road to life, turning it into Dubai's state-of-art media gallery.
I am Frida Network.
I am Van Gogh Network.
I am Monet Network.
I am Da Vinci Network.
But it was more than just screens. The Naming Rights Project redefined what a brand partnership could be. More than sponsorship, a lasting legacy as part of Dubai's identity. This initiative doesn't just boost awareness or positioning. It contributes directly to the development of the world's most advanced urban rail systems, making brands part of Dubai's infrastructure. As Dubai rose again, we rose with it, expanding to new destinations and proudly contributing to one of the city's most historic moments, Expo City. We were honored to be part of Expo 2020, not just as spectators, but as strategic partners. Through our network, creativity, and presence, we help bring the Expo vision to life, connecting millions of visitors to Dubai's spirit of innovation, culture, and progress. Through a long-term strategic partnership with Dubai Holding, we redefined premium visibility across malls and communities, setting a new standard for integrated brand presence. This vision came to life on the Palm Jumeirah, the Royals, a majestic digital collection and bold gateway to one of Dubai's most iconic destinations. The Gems, elegant digital touchpoints that welcome visitors with distinction and clarity. Al Gaf, our digital screens across communities, connecting brands with residents daily. Our expansion to the Enoch network introduced a new vertical in retail media, embedding smart digital assets across stations, bringing brands closer to everyday life. From there, we extended our presence to new strategic destinations, reaching the shores of Hudayriyat Island by Mudum, a vibrant hub of lifestyle and sports in Abu Dhabi. Our evolution wasn't only in digital out-of-home, but in the online world as well. Dexta Technology acquired AdLive Middle East, adding creative tech to our toolbox and became the exclusive partner of Gameloft in the GCC. With our in-house demand-side platform, built in partnership with Hook, we control every impression in real time at full scale.
Did I break your concentration?
Now, we arrive at a turning point, the moment where vision becomes invention. From Dubai to the world, we unveiled the first programmatic digital out-of-home, targeting audience in real time, powered by AO, our latest addition to the group.
For years, digital transformed publishing and TV, bringing precision, performance, and measurable impact. Out of home is the last frontier. With rising expectations and mobile distractions everywhere, capturing real-time attention in physical spaces is the industry's biggest challenge. That's why we created AO, a patented AI-powered platform that brings real-time location intelligence to digital out-of-home. At its core, Audience Eye. Using smart algorithms and existing infrastructure, it identifies age, gender, interests, and behavior to provide targeted, engaging content to the audience with privacy by design, no, facial recognition. Combined with mobile and first-party data, AO delivers campaigns that adapt live, bridging the gap between offline and online performance. This is the future of out-of-home. This is AO. Invented in Dubai, ready for the world.
What began as a vision in the UAE is now a world-first innovation, ready to transform cities across the globe. Today, W Group Holding rises as one unified force in the UAE, where hypermedia leads the digital out-of-home revolution. Dexta pushes boundaries globally, and AO powers it all in real time. Redefined, repositioned, ready for what's next.
And what's next? What you've just seen is just the next chapter in media innovation, driven by AI, powered by data, and made possible by belief in Dubai and for the world. It's now my pleasure to invite the driving force behind this vision, our Chairman and Group CEO, Mr. Habib Wahbi.
I'm here.
You're here.
Thank you, Ghada. Oh, that's harder than the 25 years that passed, by the way. So, good evening, everyone. Tonight is more than a celebration of a technology launch. It's a celebration of a journey. 25 years ago, I started this company with a dream, one powered by ambition, belief, and the boundless opportunities the UAE gave me. What began as a spark has grown into a group that today shapes the region in the media innovation, driven by technology, talent, and trust. I was drawn to the UAE because the country never stands still. It constantly challenges you to think bigger, move faster, and innovate smarter. The challenge, that energy, has fueled me every single day. Over the years, we've grown from the humble beginnings into a regional powerhouse.
But what I'm most proud of isn't just the milestones. It's the people behind it all. To our loyal government entities, strategic partners, clients, and suppliers, thank you for your trust, collaboration, and belief in our vision made this journey possible. A special note of gratitude to Dubai government, RTA, Mada Media, Dubai Economy and Tourism, and Dubai Media Council for empowering the private sector to thrive, lead, and push boundaries globally. To our strategic partners, your long-standing collaboration has only instrument to our growth and innovation. To our clients, your partnership and confidence have pushed us to raise the bar, challenge the norm, and constantly evolve. Thank you for growing with us. To the media community, thank you for your trust, support, and belief in transformation. To Gameloft and Azarion, thank you for your partnership and shared drive for digital innovation and audience engagement. And to everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to this journey, thank you for turning a dream into reality and a vision into lasting impact. Tonight, you witness a preview of our future, a technology breakthrough that redefines digital out-of-home. Proudly developed in Dubai, this real-time audience targeting innovation is more than a product. It's a strategic leap forward for W Group and in the industry. Built to power intelligent, data-led media at scale. It marks the beginning of a new era in programmatic, digital out-of-home, starting here in Dubai and extending globally. It reflects our belief in bold ideas, our confidence in local innovation, and our commitment to shaping what's next. To W Group people, your commitment, loyalty, and belief in our purpose are the heart and soul of this company. Again, thank you, Dubai, for the endless opportunity, not only for us, but for everyone who dares to dream. Let's keep building the next 25 chapters. Thank you very much for your attendance today, and thank you for all the support that we've shown for the past 25 years. And looking forward for the coming 25 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Habib. Mada Media plays a strategic role in redefining Dubai out-of-home media advertising sector. It's our pleasure to have Mr. Mohammed Al-Hammadi, CEO of Mada Media, joining us. Mr. Hammadi.
Assalamu alaikum, Jazakum Allah bil khair. Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests and partners, it's both an honor and responsibility to stand before you today as we gather at a defined moment, not merely for our city, but for unlocking the future of out-of-home advertising. What does the future of city look like? If you want to see it, look no further than Dubai. A place welcome everyone. Dubai's transformation into one of the most advanced urban ecosystems. It's about creating a full integrated smart city where every touch point contributes to a better experience for citizens while fostering innovation that redefine urban potential. At the heart of this transformation, Mada Media play a key and pivotal role redefining Dubai's out-of-home advertising landscape. By creating a unified, organized, and transparent framework across the industry, one that combines smart advertising space with a digital solution. Mada Media ensures every out-of-home asset contributes to a beautiful, dynamic, and a well-organized Dubai. Established under the directive of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE, ruler of Dubai, and operating under a tri-party concession agreement with RTA and Dubai Municipality, Mada Media represent a shift on how we manage, operate, and innovate with the out-of-home advertising sector. With a programmatic digital out-of-home powered by a real-time target audience, we are entering a new era of personalized, data-driven engagement, one that respects privacy while enhancing efficiency. This technology is not just changing media, it's reshaping how cities communicate with their people. We at Mada Media delighted to be part of this groundbreaking moment as Dubai unveiled the future of technology. Investments like these not only raise the industry standard, but also inspiring progress across the market. This is an opportunity for advertising companies to embrace innovation, to lead with bold ideas, and to redefine what's possible in advertising. Our presence here reflects our commitment to encouraging businesses to invest, innovate, and elevate advertising spaces across the Emirates, turning bold ambition into tangible achievement and setting new benchmarks for the industry. This is power of thinking bigger, pushing further, and daring to reach beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look ahead, let's remember that the future is not something it's something we create. With vision, collaboration, and innovation, we are not just transforming the way we advertise, we are helping shaping the identity of a world-class city. Dubai is setting the standard, and together, through a platform like Mada Media, we will continue to push boundary, spark progress, and inspire new possibility. Thank you, and let's continue to reach beyond. Shukran.
Thank you, Mr. Hamadi. Our next speaker represents an institution that continues to champion Dubai's global outreach and economic vision. Please welcome Ms. Hour Al-Khaja, Senior Vice President of International Operations at Dubai Economy and Tourism. Okay. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed partners, colleagues, friends from government, from the private sector. First of all, I'd like to start by congratulating W Group for this amazing innovation. Honestly, I was not expecting what I saw on the screen. I don't know if many of you remember this. There was a film in the year 2002. It was a Tom Cruise film called Minority Report. I remember watching it as a kid and thinking, it mimicked some personalized technology like this. It was about a futuristic sci-fi, unrealistic world. And 20 plus years later here, it's almost unimaginable to see that this kind of technology not only has been developed and exists, but it's been developed in Dubai. And that makes me both in awe and very, very proud. So congratulations again for this amazing achievement to the group. To take this back to the Dubai story, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Prime Minister of the UAE, the Vice President Prime Minister UAE, and the ruler of Dubai, has a vision for Dubai that we call the D33. The D33 is Dubai's vision for the year 2033 to be one of the leading destinations in the world for both business and travel and investments. And the city aims to achieve this by doubling the GDP by that time. It has many pillars, innovation being a key one, because in order to double the GDP, we need to boost economic productivity by 50%, and we aim to rely on innovation and digital adoption for this 50% growth. And initiatives and developments like this one are only taking us closer and closer to this kind of growth and innovation. The speakers before me said it better than I ever could. Dubai is a city that really prides itself in being a launchpad for the future. And one of the things, I think personally, one of the things I really truly believe that gives us an edge over most other places in the world is the very strong relationship that Dubai has between the private and the public sector, which is very evident in examples such as this one. You know, the success of this company for the last 25 years and its very close relationship with the government, and how the government actually likes to drive and support the private sector rather than create a red tape and make things more difficult as it can be in some other places. So thank you for continuing to believe in Dubai. Thank you for being aligned with Dubai's goals and visions and future. And if I want to leave the stakeholders in this room with one thought, you know, when it comes to Dubai and innovation, it is to see examples such as this one, which very beautifully showcases how Dubai is a launchpad for innovative projects within Dubai, but also as an international launchpad beyond Dubai as well. And that's exactly what we aim to be. We are happy to be here to celebrate your success, not only the past success, but you know, this roadmap to the future. And we wish you all a very pleasant evening. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. And of course, as a Dubai-born company, we're very proud to be launching from Dubai for sure. Thank you, Ms. Hour. As media innovation evolves, strategic oversight and performance management remain crucial. We're also honored to welcome Mr. Hisham Al-Ulama, Director of Strategy and Performance at Dubai Media Council.
Assalamu alaikum. You know, with all this creativity and innovation, one would believe that they would replace us with holograms, and this would be easier for us. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, friends, partners, good evening. Assalamu alaikum. It is an honor to stand here before you today at this exciting moment, 25 years in the making. W Group has been innovative, and it actually is a global leap for Dubai's creative economy. This is more than a product launch. It is a statement, a declaration that innovation is not just happening in Dubai, it is being led by Dubai. Today's unveiling of the world's first real-time programmatic digital out-of-home solution, built here and empowered by AI, reflect what we at the Dubai Media Council fundamentally believe, that the future of media must be data-driven, experience-rich, and built through public-private partnerships. Dubai has been and is the city of firsts, where bold vision becomes infrastructures and dreams becomes global standards. But that transformation is never accidental. It requires courage to invest. It requires the foresight to regulate wisely and humility to collaborate. That is why the Dubai Media Council exists, not just as a policymaker, but as an enabler, a partner, and a strategic catalyst for the media and the creative industry. Our role is to align ambition with action, to ensure that our creative economy has the foundation it needs, the right talent, the right investment frameworks, and the right technologies to grow, to compete, and lead, whether it's locally, regionally, or globally. Let me echo the words of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who reminds us the race of excellence has no finish line. This spirit drives us to continually challenge limits, raise the standards, and turn possibility into practice. What you see today with W Group and Hypermedia is a case study of what happens when we get public and private partnership right. A Dubai-born company supported by long-term government collaboration, such as a decade-long partnership with RTA, and empowered by forward-looking leadership, is now setting a new benchmark in how brands and cities interact with audience in real time. And this is just the beginning. Whether it's film, gaming, content creation, digital advertising, or immersive technologies, our goal at the Council is clear: to make Dubai the preferred global platform for media production, storytelling, and innovation. And we cannot do this alone. That's why partnership with companies like W Group, entrepreneurs, technologists, creatives, and regulators are not optional. They are essential. One of the biggest misconceptions that regulation slows innovation. In Dubai, we believe the opposite. Smart, agile regulation is what accelerates growth. It protects investments, fosters trust, and creates the certainty that visionary ideas like AIO need to go global. That's where we are working to simplify licensing, to fast-track policy updates, and co-design initiatives that help media innovators focus less on red tape and more on results. Today is a celebration. So as we celebrate today's launch, I will leave you with a simple call to action. Let's not treat this moment as an end. Let's treat it as a signal that Dubai is open for media businesses at the highest level. To every brand, agency, creator, and founder in this room, Dubai is your platform, and the Dubai Media Council is your partner. Together, let's reimagine the rules. Let's redefine what's possible, and let's take Dubai from a hub of ideas to the heart of global media future. Thank you, and congratulations once again for W Group.
Thank you, Mr. Hisham. We now have a pivotal moment when we have a panel to discuss this breakthrough technology and to set the programmatic digital out-of-home landscape in details more. Let me introduce you to our panelists, moderated by Mr. Ian Manning, Executive Director, IAB MENA. And then we will have Mr. Tom Godar, President of World Out-of-Home Organization, Mr. Michael Ferreira, VP and Global Chief Business Officer at Azerion, Mr. Hamad Ben Eldroun, CEO of AO, and Mr. Philip Matta, CEO of Hypermedia. Please, welcome to the stage. We will just
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Hope you can hear me okay. Yeah, it's working all right. There we go. I love the idea of the hologram, actually. Now that I'm sitting up here, I see exactly what you mean. Very daunting view. So we're going to try and unpack a little bit of what you've seen so far tonight, to try and understand how it works, what are the benefits for advertisers, what are the benefits for consumers, and of course, what are the benefits for publishers. So in order to do that, I just want to spend a moment to introduce the panel. So my name is Ian Manning. I am the Executive Director for the IAB, which is the Interactive Advertising Bureau, based right here in Dubai. And what we do is we focus on supporting companies, member companies, in their digitization journey around advertising and marketing. I'd like to turn to Tom. Perhaps you could introduce yourself for the World Out of Home Association.
Certainly. Everybody hearing me?
Yep, good, good. My name is Tom Goddard, and I'm the president of the World Out of Home organization. And the World Out of Home organization is a not-for-profit organization that is solely established to evangelize and promote the interest of the out-of-home medium globally. And we have a membership base of 250 companies that are in the out-of-home ecosystem across 100 countries in the world. So it's a real honor to be here.
Okay. Salam alaikum. So my name is Michael. I'm the Chief Business Officer of Azerion. Azerion is a European omnichannel platform with more than 25 different offices, and so we are operated a lot of digital buying, whatever this is on CTV, web, and digital out of home, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us today for this special event. My name is Hamad Ben Jaloun. I'm the CEO co-founder of AO. AO is an AI-powered solution developed here in Dubai, and AO solution focuses on collecting first-party location, audience data, provides it to media owners and retailers to deliver valuable insights and also to be used for digital out-of-home campaigns. And we also provide a programmatic exchange that allows media owners of the region to have access to global demand.
Great, thanks very much. So we heard a lot in the previous speeches about the role that Dubai plays in terms of innovation around the world, and we know that out-of-home in particular is a very large media channel within this region in particular, and we've seen huge digitization of screens across this market and across the region as well. But I'd like to turn to Tom and just get a sense of, from a global perspective, Tom, do you feel that we are punching above our weight in this space? Do you feel that we're moving towards digitization faster than other markets, the same speed as other markets? Or how do you think we peg against comparable markets around the world? To give us a sort of global perspective that we can understand.
Great question, Ian. I'd like to just firstly say a big thanks to Habib and to Philip and to Gada for inviting me here. It's a great honor to be here to celebrate your 25th anniversary. In a world that's changing so rapidly, it's really wonderful to be here tonight with an institution that has constancy and stability. So it's really great to be here. Yes, the global out-of-home scene, Ian, is really, really in a very, very good place. We have our annual Congress in Mexico City in 2 weeks' time, and I will be able to report there that we are now a $50 billion industry. Out-of-home globally now accounts for $50 billion of ad spend. And of that $50 billion, about just under 40% of it is through the digital channels, through the digitized locations. And of that 40%, which is $20 million, about 10% of that is traded programmatically. So although that's $2 billion, it's a relatively small number. It is the fastest growing sector in the industry. And when I came here in February to speak at a conference here, I had to dig into the numbers. And I was really astounded to see that in all of the key stats, the UAE is actually not punching well above its weight. It's knocking the ball out of the park. So I'll give you a couple of examples. The share of ADEX that out-of-home generates is 20% in the UAE versus a global average of just over 7%. For the last 3 years in the UAE, out-of-home has grown by 20% per annum, whereas it's only grown by 8% globally. And the amount of inventory that is digitally transmitted in out-of-home, as I said earlier, it's 40% globally, but it's 60% here. So in all of those areas, this area is really punching above its weight and will feature as one of the 3 fastest growing areas in my presentation in Mexico in a couple of weeks. But the one area that it's lagging behind is in programmatic trading. I understand that has just started. It's in its nascency here, and it's just started. But in the World Out-of-Home Organization, we have 7 key growth drivers, common standards, sustainability, and trade associations. But top of the list is automation and data. And we believe that the next growth spurt in out-of-home is going to come through further automation and the development of the programmatic channel, so that we can actually access a much bigger pool of revenues than we currently do. When I was invited here tonight and I found out the reason, I just couldn't resist, apart from the fact that an Irishman could never resist coming to a party. But I couldn't resist coming to learn, because I wanted to find out what this new technology is going to do, and how it's going to take the automated part of our industry forward. Because I always say that when the tide rises, all boats lift. So what you do here is very important, and we're fascinated with the progress and the professionalism of the industry here. The quality of the inventory here is world class, and I totally agree with the government speaker who said that it's now part of the aesthetics of the city, and it's part of the infrastructure. And when visitors come to a city like this, the out-of-home inventory makes a statement about it being a really smart and progressive city. So I'm dying to hear what our technical experts have to say.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Just a question for you, Tom. You said that it's one of the 3 most dynamic regions. What would be the 2 other ones?
Brazil and Australia.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting you talk about the perspective that out-of-home provides for a visitor to the city. But I wonder, Mikhail, if you could talk through a little bit about the benefits of this journey that we're on towards both digitization of screens in particular, and actually what we've seen today, this rapid digitization of the purchasing and targeting that's now available through use of technology. So on the one hand, I think somebody referred to it as a Minority Report. Well, there's good and bad in Minority Report if you watch the whole movie. So let's talk first the benefits of this, and maybe we can talk about some of the challenges as well.
So the first benefit is the automation, for sure, but more than the automation. So you should think about the network as a marketplace where you will be able to pick and choose the screen that you want, depending on the audiences. But in terms of buying process, thanks to automation, thanks to the programmatic, it makes the life of the media buyer easier. And that's why you saw that in the web 20 years ago, when you are buying advertising on the web, it's made via some platforms. Then digital audio with Spotify and other platforms. Now it's the trend of the CTV. You can buy television or connected TV thanks to those platforms, and now DOH. But more than just make the media plan easier to activate, I could say that now in Dubai you are closing the gap because most of the time when, let's say, a few months ago, when we were buying digital out-of-home, basically we were doing kind of geo-targeting. Okay, I want that kind of screen. I want that kind of audiences. Or you can also bring some creativity. So we can use some data like weather targeting and change the creative based on some signals. But the main difference with what is doing hypermedia right now is that we are moving the intelligence from the buying side to the sell side. And basically, the publisher has the knowledge. As a buyer, I don't know really who is in front of the screen on a real-time basis. But now, thanks to AI HoHo, I'm able to know because they give me the signal. They can tell me, okay, there is more women, there is more men, there is some child, etc. So we are really closing the gap, and you are one of the first to do that worldwide, because most of the time, as I'm saying, we are just buying geolocation. But thanks to this approach, you're really doing what the other media are doing in the US, for instance, with what they call curation. So basically, the publishers now have the power because they have the knowledge, they have the data.
So you think this is actually changing the way that publishers interact with the advertiser itself? So it is shifting the power balance away from the buyer? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Now the power, well, it's a good way for the publisher to bring the power back. They have the intelligence, they have the knowledge, they have the network. It's a good way also to empower the local players because and to compare the different channels. Because right now, when you are buying web, CTV, social media, it's also because of the data. And if you want to compare different channels, you need to have the same kind of targeting. So if you bring specific data, specific segments, specific targeting, then you can compare and you can do the same thing. So all the money, all the media planning that you are doing on the digital channels, you can do the same on out of home. And more than that, if you can deliver your campaign on out of home, it's also a good way, let's say, to keep the money local, because at the end, right now, if you are buying on social media, the money will not stay in Dubai. If you invest in hypermedia, then you will get the same performance, and the money will stay there.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because I guess social media in this market accounts for well over 50% of ad spend. So it's a dominant medium and that's driven partially by the effectiveness of the channels on the one hand, but also the ease of use, the data that's available, etc. And I think you're right. If the local publishers are able to offer a similar service in terms of at least the data piece, therefore the measurement of success, that will lead to more success and hopefully therefore more investment within the local ecosystem. I think it's a really interesting benefit. Maybe we should understand a little bit about how it works so that we understand the privacy piece as well, because I guess that's important.
So you watch Minority Report?
Yeah.
You watch The Matrix?
Yes.
Pretty much the same thing.
Awesome.
No. Well, so, you know, our team, we spent almost 2 decades in programmatic industry and programmatic ecosystem. And as you saw in the video, the programmatic revolution, digital revolution, went through publishing industry and TV industry. So we're looking at it now for digital out of home. What does digitization shift to programmatic mean? It was a bit of a challenge because digital out of home is a mass media, is one to many by opposition to mobile or other devices. And also, when you buy digital out of home, you rent, as a media buyer, renting a piece of real estate, like prime real estate location here in Dubai. So you have a couple of challenges. The first one is how to address this diversified audience. That's number one. And the second one is a major one, is how do you capture audience and attention when mobile devices are stealing the show? You know, in any given mall, people are working. I don't know the percentage, but a big part of people are watching their mobiles. So we thought about it. What are these people doing on their mobiles? They're watching content. Where? On social media. Why? Because it's engaging. Why? Because they have real-time data. So that was the first part of our solution, which is, okay, now we need to be able to collect and provide meaningful real-time audience data. This is how we built our sensors. So for media owners, retailers, and other media owners, we can provide real-time audience data. We can provide real-time heat maps. We can provide user journeys within a mall, for example. And that's amazing because, for example, we can get some findings that 70% of the people who walk out of Starbucks, they go to Nike, for example. So it's very useful, both for the retailer and also for the media owner. So then the second part said, well, we need to monetize this data. It's great, but how we monetize it? Then we looked into the tech stack of the different media owners, and most of them are using CMS solutions that are built on playlist logic, and the playlist doesn't take into account the requirements of a media campaign, okay? Especially when you have to mix programmatic and digital out-of-home standard campaigns. So we said, okay, then we need to build, we know how to do it. Our team built ad servers, global ad servers. We said, well, now we need to build a campaign manager. That's our second product that is called Campaign IQ. And then we said, well, this is great. We have amazing data, engaging content. So as you were saying, Mikhail, because we can collect real-time audience data, and we have Campaign Manager, which means we can deliver contextualized content to audiences in real time. If you have a majority of male within the audience, you can show a specific ad. If you're majority of female, if you have UAE nationals with the outfits, we can provide specific content, and you can be very creative.
So specific targeting at specific times against specific audiences.
Yeah, exactly, for each and every spot, yeah. Okay? And then, because we have amazing out-of-home assets here in Dubai, an amazing location, we said, well, for sure there are going to be some major interest from global buyers for digital out-of-home assets in Dubai. So we built our programmatic exchange, and also we have experience building that. So that's how we build the different pieces of our solution. And then we're spent hours, days, weeks with Habib, with Philip, and all Hypermedia team who have been very patient with us just to really understand the dynamics of the out-of-home. We came from programmatic. They come from out-of-home. And that's programmatic out-of-home.
So it's the best of two worlds coming
yeah,
together
exactly.
to find a solution.
Yeah.
So Philip, Hypermedia obviously is the exclusive partner with IO in this technology.
Right, and to think he's in tech and I'm in sales. Anyway,
what's happening currently?
Finally, my turn.
Is this live? Are we doing anything?
Just before we start, I need to really highlight a very important point. We strongly believe that real-time audience targeting will definitely drive commercial efficiency in out-of-home. This is the reason, and the growth in the future is coming from this angle, okay, from programmatic. We need to be programmatic ready, and we need to believe in it and grow it. And this is something we've believed in our core, and for years now. And this is why we have invested heavily in this technology and in these cutting-edge technologies that power the real-time targeting, from AI to those smart sensors, to even several softwares that are integrated together to be with all our screens in the Dubai Metro to cover transit, first globally. We've already launched this technology in several of leading malls in the UAE, such as Dar Malls, Reem Malls, and many others. We've also launched this in retail media because we believe the big thing now is retail media as well. So we've launched all these technologies in these locations, and we have a plan by Q3 this year to be at least to roll out this technology in at least 3,000 of our screens, of our 4,000 screens so far, by end of Q3 this year, because we believe in this technology, and we believe that this is the next step. This is the future.
What's the response from advertisers been in the initial rollout? Have you found advertisers want this? They're looking for this?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, if you think of the question is what is it for? What does it mean for clients, and what does it mean for the media agencies, right? What we're doing is we're shifting from selling fixed spots and time spots to offering real-time relevance, right? Clients now will pay for value instead of just visibility, so actual value. So imagine this. Imagine a Sephora ad in a mall, all right, whereby we provide with this technology dynamic content, and a 20-year-old woman walking towards the screen will receive and be hit with an ad of Makeup Forever, and then a few screens later, a male passes by, same Sephora campaign, same Sephora ad, will get hit with a Prada men's eau de toilette, all right? Or in the mall, or in the metro, when they arrive to Mall of the Emirates, a man, a woman, and a child, the AI technology that is embedded in this technology would recognize that this is a family and hit them with a McDonald's family meal. This is the future. This is now. We have several campaigns running as we speak, programmatically in our network in the UAE.
For the advertisers, just a quick addition to, sorry, can you hear me? Yeah, a quick addition to what Philippe mentioned. I'm going to share with you some, let's say, real-life use cases or examples where you see the added value for the advertiser and for the brand. Today, when you launch a digital out-of-home campaign, there are some measurement tools that can provide data based on, or insights about the campaign based on location data. It's quite accurate. They work on a sample. They build interesting mathematical models. It works. Now, with AO solution, you get actual audience, both for targeting, meaning with hypermedia, the programmatic offer now, there is contextual targeting. So we have, on Hypermedia Network, some assets that are categorized as food because they're in food courts, because they're next to restaurants in other places. So that's the first part of contextual targeting. The second one is audience targeting. So if you have specific audience, Gen Z, male, female, you only deliver, the ad is only delivered on Gen Z, okay, within context. So it's in target, in context. And that's the only thing the advertiser is paying for. First, it's used for targeting, and the second one is for reporting. It's real-time accurate reporting, not statistical modeling of what the...
This is better for consumers as well, right?
Definitely better for consumers, because you see, what I mentioned initially is that if we want this channel to work, we need to deliver engaging content. And data helps you deliver engaging content because it's in context and in target. Yeah. And this is happening right now, as Philippe mentioned. We already have campaigns running that deliver these results, and we'll be sharing it with our partners agency that I'd like to thank for taking the leap with us. We'll share the results so they can also have, we're setting basically a benchmark, a standard for how programmatic digital out-of-home campaigns should be measured. And now, with the network of hypermedia here in the region, Philippe mentioned retail media, but I look at it, maybe a step further, which is DOH commerce. The same way we have e-commerce, we're going to have digital out-of-home commerce, where those screens, we have technology to connect them, for example, for retailer or supermarket. We can connect to their CRM, we can connect to their inventory data, and deliver messages based on that. If there are promotions, we show the ads for these promotions on a specific audience, in context, in target. So I really believe that digital out-of-home as a mass media, not fragmented, is one to many. Prime locations, targeted locations. Facebook cannot know, or Instagram cannot know, if you're on first floor or second floor of a mall. True. They cannot know. And they cannot know if you're in front of Chanel store or Nike store, for example. Sure. We can. Okay? So this is how powerful it is, because we have the power of digital out-of-home and the power of real-time audience data.
Yeah, it's a very interesting time, because I guess you're taking the best of the digital world that we've learned about over the last 10 years or so, and applying it to the oldest medium, which is out-of-home. Yeah. So let's not underestimate what we're talking about here. This is game-changing. Yeah. Absolutely game-changing.
For those who've been in the industry for long enough, over the last 15 years in the programmatic industry, there were mainly incremental changes. Okay, we can track this thing a little bit better. We can have this different format. But what is happening today in digital out-of-home is really a massive change.
like that reshapes the industry.
Absolutely right. This is fascinating, and I'd love to continue talking, and I guess we will later over some drinks or whatever. But we're actually running out of time.
To answer your question, I did not get to the answer yet, because you know, it's important to say that programmatic digital out of home is not a technological evolution. It's a sales revolution. We will no longer be selling, like we said, traditionally. Eventually, the sales model will change, because agencies and clients, you will see more and more, for sure, smarter budget allocations. You will see more audience-based, targeted campaigns that will definitely get stronger ROI. This is how it is.
And I guess omni-channel would be the next step within that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just given that we are running out of time, and I'm sure I think there's a speaker after us. Any parting thoughts, or was that your parting thought?
Look, honestly, we believe programmatic digital out of home will not compete with online. We believe it will complement online. We believe that programmatic is important because it will help in better planning, better targeting, and eventually better results. It is also not to forget that it is transparent, it is measurable, and provides performance.
Great, thanks. Michael, anything?
Yeah, you have a lot of studies that show that if you combine other channel with DOH, then your campaign is most efficient, something like 30% more. So I think it's a good complement to activate DOH. And thanks to this segment and that approach, yeah, you can do the
And
same.
out of home bigger than social media next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom.
Yes, I mean, fascinating. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think firstly, congratulations to Hypermedia for taking this initiative to bring UAE up to speed with programmatic trading. What we found in markets that are at the top of the league in programmatic trading, we found that has accelerated the broader automation of out of home, because 60% of all media dollars globally are spent online. And what programmatic does is it gives us access to that pool with the technology to access and win some of that back. But what we have to remember is that advertising agencies, particularly with AI, are time poor, and more of the buying decisions are being done automatically on that side. So it's very important that across the broad industry, programmatic can be the centerpiece to accelerate the trading in bespoke trading, and not only in programmatic, and even in static inventory as well, so that the whole industry gets a boost because of the spearhead and the lead that programmatic takes in accelerating technology across the whole medium.
Great. Thanks very much, Tom. Hamad.
Hey.
I want to interrupt you.
No time.
Just a quick word.
I need to say one thing. Sorry. It's important because our partners are here. I forgot our partners. The most important. It's very important to say one more thing, for our partners. So, from our partnership point of view, it's important to understand that this will unlock new revenue streams for our partners, which means you will have a higher yield per screen per second. This is basically, in short, inventory monetization at scale. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, I would also like to address a message to our partners from the public sector and private sector, our clients. Dubai is at the forefront of digital out of home, as Tom explained. And here at W Group with Hypermedia AU, we have the assets, we have world-class technology, we have local expertise here. So we need to build, we are here to help you build solutions together and embrace the change for programmatic digital out of home.
Thank you very much to our panel. Thank you very much for your attention. And please enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much. I think every one of us came out with a different outlook after this panel. For me, music to my ears, one to many in digital out of home. It's a dream for brands and clients. So thank you so much. Our next conversation would be how to stretch our mind into creativity more further. So where tech meets integration and innovation. Please welcome Dr. Behnaz Farahi, designer and professor at MIT Media Lab. Dr. Behnaz. Okay.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here, and I'm honored to celebrate this very special moment. I would like to start my presentation by asking you all a question. What is the role of art, design, and technology in our society? Is it to simply create cozy and beautiful environments, or can we ask critical questions? I believe that design is not to simply solve problems, but to ask questions and challenge dominant outlooks. Not to just build future, but to imagine it differently. I'm a professor at MIT, where I lead the Critical Matter Research Group. We work across the design scales, from the intimate scales of wearable and fashion items to architecture, to public art installations. We envision a future for design that goes beyond the mere application of technology. Instead, we use the technology in a more meaningful and transformative ways to spark imaginations, to enhance perception, to augment social interactions, and hopefully to empower voices that have not been heard. You might wonder why critical matter matters. Conventionally, most material research and technological innovations are informed by science, engineering, and technological innovations, a lot of time addressing the question of efficiency. And a lot of time, these processes are disconnected from social sciences and humanities. In Critical Matter Research Group, we are interested to bring social sciences and innovations together to create meaningful works that is grounded based on scientific discoveries. The main inspiration, it comes from nature, not only in terms of its beautiful forms, which is mesmerizing, but also in terms of its intelligence in responding to both internal as well as external environments. I've been exploring the production of these emotive environments across different scales. It started from a series of interactive physical installation, which responds to movements of the people, responds to spoken words. They're augmented with AI, robotics, various sensory technologies, in order to respond to users. The goal is to create an intuitive interactions, create an environment which can interface with users in a very sensual ways. But these ideas didn't just stay in the world of architecture. I was soon very fascinated to see how these ideas could also populate around the human body in order to enhance our perceptions or augment our social interactions. I also have to say that this process a lot of time is about developing new type of materials that are inspired by natures. We're looking at a variety of novel material fabrications, algorithmic design tools, 3D printing, robotic fabrication for creating materials which are soft, reconfigurable, and able to not be just passive but active. And using a variety of sensory technologies and robotics, we're able to do that. We've also been working with various sensory technologies. We're looking at a variety of ways that we can read various information from users, including brain-computer interface for understanding brain activities, as well as computer vision technologies such as gaze tracking, facial tracking, in order to better understand the physiological states of users. The goal for us is really to understand how we can understand human emotions, how we can interface with human emotions using computational systems. What if our wearables could expand our sensory experience of the world? What if it can understand what emotions people have around us? This piece is inspired by hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are amazing creatures. They change the color of their feathers from magenta to green with a twist of their heads. So for this project, we were wondering if we could create materials that is shape-changing but also color-changing in response to emotional informations from the surrounding environments. This piece is permanent collection of Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, so if you ever go to Chicago, please check it out. It has 250 electromagnetics actuators that they're located around the garment. And it has a small camera that it can see where people are and what facial expressions they're expressing through their face. According to this information, the garment has different type of behaviors. If it recognizes people are smiling versus if they're frowning, it has different type of behaviors. So the wearer can understand what facial expressions people around are expressing and what kind of locations they are compared to their body. I've been fascinated by the notion of gaze for the last few years, from neuroscience, cognitive science, but also from feminist perspective. What happens when we return the gaze? What does it mean to be observed or to observe? What if we could feel someone else's gaze on our body? Caress of the Gaze is a 3D printed, gaze-activated garment that it responds to onlooker's gaze. So basically, it has a very small camera that is embedded inside. It can understand and see where the onlooker is looking. If you're the wearer, you know which part of your body is being looked at. And if you're the onlooker, you know that your action is being noticed. So it's basically changing the social interactions. I would argue that this piece is not only a piece of technological innovation, but it really changed the social interaction. It addresses larger social issues, such as the male gaze on the female body. These are intriguing historical masks worn by Bandari women in southern part of Iran. Legend has been said that this mask developed during the Portuguese colonial rule as a way of protecting the wearer from the gaze of a slave master looking for attractive women. While these Iranian masks cover most of the face except the eyes, I've been wondering about if eyes could become a vehicle for communication. And I came across this very interesting incident in which American officer Admiral Jeremiah Denton blinked the word torture during his captivity in Vietnam using the Morse code. That really inspired me. So inspired by these historical masks and also by the story of the American officer, I developed these robotic masks where they communicate with one another, blinking their eyelashes in rapid successions using AI-generated Morse code. So the aim is for these women to have a language that no one else can understand and hopefully give them voice. Let's talk about fashion. I was commissioned by a fashion house to do an installation for a runway show during the Milan Fashion Week. Fashion is a fascinating industry. Fashion is an important medium for production of culture, yet we all know that fashion industry has been extremely complicit within tradition of female objectification and sexual harassment. Women's bodies are typically objectified within this industry. So I wonder whether it's possible for women to subvert this through the power of their gaze. Returning the Gaze is a robotic installation during the runway show in Milan Fashion Week, in which in the center you see a female model who is wearing this space-like suit. It has two small cameras that tracks her eyes and then stream her eyes to 4 robotic arms. So her gaze is extended to 4 robotic arms, returning the gaze back to the audience to make them feel uncanny by being watched, to make them be more aware of their biases. What if public buildings could share our dreams and fears? And here, I'm really excited to share our latest projects, Gaze to the Stars. Gaze to the Stars is a large-scale public art project that transformed the iconic MIT building, the Great Dome, into an emotional interface, a canvas for dream, fears, and shared humanities. We designed an immersive AI-powered pod where we collected 200 people. 200 people shared their stories of not only success, but their stories of longing and struggles.
I'm so excited. I'm proposing to my girlfriend of 6 years.
I find myself lost here, where everyone seemed to grasp things instantly, while I struggled to keep up.
I finally got the congratulations.
for 6 months.
I'm so happy.
To hundreds of jobs, lots of ghosting.
I yearn to move my leg freely again.
24 facing terminal cancer.
I long for my hometown to be free from war and for my family to live in peace without fear.
I wish I could travel back to
when I retire.
When you enter to this sensory pod, you first check in. You sign in a consent form. We are using OpenAI. And then you enter to the sensory pod. You take a seat, you lean your forehead against the piece, and you look inside an infinity room. You will be given 4 themes for conversation: dreaming, longing, feeling, and struggling. The AI asks you questions such as, what are you longing for? Or what do you dream of becoming? As you answer, the AI asks you a follow-up question to better understand the deeper story behind your intention. We collect all these transcriptions of your conversations and turn them to 10-word summary. And those summaries are encoded within your iris using Braille language. On March 12, 13, 14, we turned the MIT Great Dome into a storytelling vehicle, sharing the stories of 200 eyes and their stories of not only success, but also loss, grief, stress, and pain. As people walk in the city, they witness this giant 80 feet eyes looking back at them. They might get curious. If they go to the project's website, they can decode the message behind every given eye to understand the story behind every given eye. Perhaps when we are thinking about this experience, how we collected the data, we could make a comparison between the experience of this machine and the confessional, where the Catholics confess to trust machines with the most vulnerable aspects of our inner life. Most importantly, is it possible that AI and design could help us to understand our inner worlds, to reflect, to grow, and hopefully to have better self-awareness? Not everyone has a friend, not everyone has a therapist. Could AI help us to have better awareness of ourselves? And beyond the question of self, could it help us to foster empathy on the global scale, especially in these very uncertain times? So this project really helped us to explore the ethical and emotional questions about storytelling, media, trust, and the role of AI in supporting self-awareness. Just as W Group has imagined that billboards are no longer just static, but actually dynamic and responsive, I also believe that the future of public media must really engage with us emotionally. In our work, I also question, is it possible for architecture, for public art installations, to listen, to share, not only to capture our data, but also capture very much our human experiences, our dreams, our fears. So technology is not here just for a question of being effective, but being affective, to make us to be more human. To wrap up, I want to say I'm extremely excited to explore the role of design and technology, not to address larger questions of social, cultural issues of our time, not to merely conform, but to ask, to provoke, to empower, and to imagine a more transformative future. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Farahi. I think creativity, emotions, AI, and a beautiful canvas of the city is the right component. It's all about storytelling at the end of the day. So thank you so much for everyone. This is the end of our program here. We invite you to really join us outside to continue our celebration. Join us in celebrating the next 25 years of innovation and excellence, and to many more. Thank you so much.